where we base ours on a monthly. The promise that we receive from them is applied to the account, and it's not restricted to the electricity. So we do often refer people to the heat program if their other utilities exceed sometimes what their electric portion of their bill is.
Thank you.
Further council questions or discussion? If not, I'm going to open the public hearing on these changes in fees and rules governing utility deposits. Maybe we'll allow 30 or 40 seconds in case anybody's viewing this on the television. If they are concerned about these increases in fees, they could jog or run down here. So we'll consider this. We are changing some fees on water deposits, electric deposits for service, connection fees for water and electric, delinquent notice fees, final notice fees, 48-hour notice fees, disconnect fees. And when was the last time we did change these fees? What's that?
1994.
1994. So you've got about 25 more seconds to see if, before we close the public hearing.
I hear hoofbeats.
And again, we don't know the comparison. I'm kind of curious about the comparison with what PG&E charges for these same issues. If no one's coming forward, we are going to close the public hearing and bring this back to the council. And there's already a motion before us to adopt these new fees. Further discussion? Hearing none, let's move to a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Landis.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Roden.
Yes.
Mayor Baldwin.
Yes. And aren't we expeditious tonight?
So far.
So far. We are moving on to item 10B. Consideration and possible introduction of an ordinance amending sections of the city animal control ordinance as it pertains to dogs and cats, to use the term owner guardian instead of just owner. As an alternative to amending the animal control ordinance, consideration and possible adoption of a resolution to encourage the use of guardian when referring to owners of dogs or cats. And I'd like to initiate the discussion by a question to the city attorney. Do you know whether or not we have to vote up or down on the ordinance before we consider a vote on the resolution?
No. Yeah, I mean, both this, neither one, the ordinance and the resolution, there's nothing in the law that requires you to take any action to either adopt this ordinance or to adopt this resolution or to amend the ordinance. So it is strictly within the discretion of the City Council as to whether or not they want to take any action on either the ordinance or the resolution.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Crane.
I move that we table this matter in its entirety. There are a series of concerns which I've expressed before, which I believe are still valid in terms of testimony we received from local business people, local pet owners who have expressed concerns about their current rights and duties, and and my additional concern is of being rolled up into the list of communities that are considered to be in support of this language, which seems to flow from a group called In Defense of Animals, IDA. I don't think it's in our community's interest to proceed. We've had the Farm Bureau weigh in. We've had, as I say, local businesses weigh in. It's chewed up a lot of our resource, which is our time to work together on issues that are important to the city. this is, as I've said before, I think this is a ball that was thrown to us that we caught by mistake. I think we're best to set this down and move on with our business.
I heard a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second on that motion to table. Robert's Rules of Order. Is there a discussion on a motion to table? I sincerely don't remember from junior high whether there's a
First of all,
discussion on a motion to table.
you're not governed by Robert's Rules of Order. As I recall, the city council has adopted its own rules of
We're
procedure.
governed by my rules. Okay.
And as I recall under your rules, if there's a motion and a second, then they're entitled to discussion on the motion.
Okay, is there discussion on the motion to table this whole discussion? Councilmember Landis.
I would like to say that within the discussion, within the conversation we're having tonight and the decision we reached tonight, we have embedded a lot of community energy and staff energy and council member energy to resolve the issue that's been brought before us. And while I agree that there are many issues on our plate right now that deserve very careful, extensive consideration, and that in some ways it's unfortunate that this particular issue came before us during this time of crisis, I feel that the solution or the suggestion of a resolution offers, I mean, having read it 3 times now, 4 times, it offers clarity, doesn't appear to be a legally binding, sort of enforceable kind of thing. It appears to be an opinion, much like an editorial is an opinion about how our community feels animals should be treated. And, you know, resolutions are used for things like, you know, there's already laws like about illicit drug use, but in some cases, in some communities, a resolution is passed about we really don't want illicit drug use here. And so, to me, in my mind, we're just saying as a community, we support the idea, with the resolution, we support the idea, it's our opinion, that animals should be treated well here. And it's not confusing to me, as the ordinance change was, which I did not agree with. And so I would really like to be done with this issue, and I would like in my opinion, I would like the resolution approved.
Are you
So
opposed
that,
tabling?
so that all the embedded energy goes to something, so that everybody's efforts create some resolution.
Councilmember Roden.
I think Mr. Crane had his pen up first.
I can support a resolution if we find another word. I don't think it's in our interest, in our greater community's interest, to be pulled into the word guardian. I believe in respecting and caring for our companion animals. And I think I've been a decent provider of shelter and care over the decades of quite a few animals who've come and gone, all have timed out, as each of us will in our turn. But the concern remains for me that by using the word guardian, that we get rolled up into the statistics of the communities who've accepted this word. And for those that use this as a tool to disable the relationship between animals and humans, we are playing to them. By using another word, by educating the people to the need to be respectful of the animals, to care for the animals, I agree that should be done. But I think it's important not to be pulled into the use of the word guardian.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Roden.
have you considered an alternative word?